world of sales, how can you tell if somebody is an immature salesperson and why does it matter? I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. Now here's the thing, if you've been in sales long enough, you know that there's the whole gamut of types of people that you deal with. You deal with really nice people on this end, and you deal with some not so nice people on this end, and you got people that fall around somewhere in the middle, some on the periphery, some on the edge, and just some people you just never ever want to see again. And one of the things that I see salespeople really struggle with and they get caught up with is not letting go of the person over here who's not so nice. And so I'll work with salespeople, and I'll be in a building, I'll be in a room, and I'll hear a salesperson like, oh my goodness, you will not believe what just happened with the person that I met with over here, and they're horrible, and they're nasty, and I don't want to ever deal with them. And then you got the closer over here who's like, hey, like I did something in my process, I should have been able to figure out a way to close the deal, but for whatever reason I couldn't do it, okay? So you got two types of salespeople, and you'll be able to tell who's the sales Joe and who's the sales pro. The closer's gonna look and go, hey, it's on me. What could I have done just a little bit differently to get that deal, to close the deal? Is it something that I could have done, something I could have asked, somebody I could have called, could have had a second baseman, could I got somebody to jump in here, could I give it a turnover, whatever terminology you want to use for your industry. But like realistically, the pro is going to be like, how do I fix this? I think this is a me issue. They may talk to a manager and go, hey look manager, is this a me issue? Did I screw up? What could I have done betterly? The Joe is going to be like, it's that person's fault. They're this type of person, and I don't want to deal with them. Real deal. The best salespeople that I know, this is what happens. They have a tough call. They're like, okay, what could I have done differently? Wasn't me. Okay, I can't figure it out on my own. Hey, Scott, I went on a call. I want to give you a rundown. Here's what happened. What could I have done differently? Best thing to do. Okay? Immature salesperson wants to blame everybody. Calls the buyer's names, says derogatory things about the buyer. Just at some point, you have to own your sales process. At some point, you have to decide, look, everything that happens in the sales process is on me, right? You got to accept ownership. You got to say, hey, look, I could have done something differently. Now, occasionally you do meet with somebody who you should never do business with before, right? And you got two options here. You could complain, or you could do the right thing and move on and go like, look, I'm going to go find my buyer, because whatever you do is going to take energy. Complaining takes energy. Just moving on with your life and finding a good buyer can do something for you. So I have this belief, and this is just me. This isn't something that you have to buy into, but it's giving you some of my life here, is that when I'm struggling, I go into creativity mode. When I'm struggling, I find something to build. I find something to make. Like I'll make a YouTube video, or I'll create content so that I don't get caught up over here in wasting energy and saying, oh, here's all the bad things, because here's what's gonna happen. This is pure self-sabotage. Pure. Like 100% unadulterated self-sabotage. Here's what happens. Once you start complaining, you are going to attract complainers. And once you get in the trap of complainer modes, your numbers will tank. Your numbers will just fall. They'll just tank. They'll have problems. They'll have issues. When you hang out with top salespeople, what they're going to do is they're like, hey, sales guy, sales girl, knock that off. Knock it off. Talk about the good going on in your life. Talk about how do you make things better. Talk about how you're going to own what's going on. Yeah, you had a bad client? Get over it. Move on, find the next guy, find the next girl. There you go. Now you got one thing to do from here, just one thing. Find the subscribe button and click on it. Every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. This is Scott Bell Consultant. Send out another fantastic video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Aloha.